What I will do is start talking about mind mapping, because I think that some of you might have heard mind mapping a while ago. And Mind Manager, the tool I will present here, is the world's mostly used software tool for mind mapping. And one can think of mind mapping, isn't that an old thing? Isn't that mind mapping is some method for note-taking? And maybe you have seen this picture of some strange looking papers with different mind maps on them. However, this is really history. That's not the mind mapping of today. The most people that buy Mind Manager does it because of these things. They get frustrated somehow. They don't get the overview. There's too much information which they need to organize. So basically they want to replace this frustration with some organized view, a visual view where they get some order in all the information and they can do planning, etc. So mind mapping of today is very much of getting an overview of all the information there is, communicating using pictures instead of words. Communicating in words often mean that different people build up their own view of, for instance, the project or whatever. With Mind Manager, you are communicating the picture and everyone gets the same picture in their heads. Another important thing with mind mapping of today is that it's easy to do modifications. If you have drawn a mind map on a paper, it's difficult to change it. On the computer, it's very easy. So you get the benefits of both the overview and to actually modify the plans for the project or the company or whatever very, very easily on the fly, for instance, in a meeting. The other thing when using mind mapping and Mind Manager on a computer is that you can export to all the known software that you use elsewhere, like Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Projects, Outlook, etc. And you can export it to PDF files. So it's very easy to work in this overview view and then export to different formats. So basically, what's it all about using Mind Manager today is getting the stuff from your mind into a free visual form at the computer so that you can communicate your thoughts easily. So when and where is this used? The first area, the application area where Mind Manager is used is in meetings. It's a very, very efficient way of communicating the important thing visually in a picture, for instance, like this. So going from talking in the meeting, having someone to take notes, and then producing some document that is sent out, when this picture can be used during the meeting, online or via projector, and then you can do the changes directly during the meeting, and when the meeting is over you can simply export this to a Word document and send it before leaving the meeting room. So it's a very efficient tool to get everyone on the same page. The other most common area is using Mind Manager in projects. And the reason for that is, of course, that you get an overview of the project. And most project tools, they are very good in theory, but when it comes to practice, where there are changes to the project, you need to focus on the important things, etc. Mind Manager is very flexible and easy to use. And also Mind Manager has support functions like the Gantt chart you see at the bottom of the screen, where you get the timeline and you can drag things around in time, which I will show you in just a minute. So that is a very common area for using Mind Manager. Another area is documentation. There are quite a few companies that use Mind Manager for documenting manuals, different descriptions, etc. And we even have authors that actually write books. And I've seen books for 400 pages written using a single mind map. What you see here is a mind map over the training material for Mind Manager itself that we at Realize have developed. So of course our own training material is in form of a mind map. The latest version of Mind Manager 11, opens up new areas. One of the areas is business development. So what you see here is that it's commonly used in projects, meetings, presentations, but also including functions in the software for business development makes even broader use for the product. Brainstorming is another area which is commonly used in project but also on its own. So brainstorming functions are now built into Mind Manager, rather sophisticated brainstorming functions. When it comes to business development, one of the tools is the 2x2 matrices that you can use. These can be used for risk analysis, product analysis, SWOT analysis, etc. And you can also create your own. So if the company or the project has a specific situation, you can put whatever you like on these axes and, for instance, put in competition or processes or people or whatever in these 2x2 matrices to do an analysis and thereby get a better decision understanding for the project or the company. Brainstorming is typically today done by gathering a group of people and thinking out new ideas. However, what has been proven in theory the last couple of years is that what the brain needs are impulses. And there is a specific process in Mind Manager where you get impulses to think of new ideas. So it's not just tapping your brain for what you already knew, it's also getting impulses to think of new ideas. This is a specific application area, a one page, and this picture itself is actually a mind map, even though it doesn't look like that. It's a mind map produced for a CEO where it actually gets values and numbers from various Excel spreadsheets and other systems, which is brought into a mind map, which is an overview of this particular company. So mind mapping can be used in many different ways. This bar chart is a graph that was a survey of 500 business users a couple of years ago, and they were asked what they use Mind Manager for. And as you can see, it's a various amount of different application areas. The important thing here, though, is that most other software you have for a particular purpose, like for instance a finance system you do finance with. Mind Manager, we see that people do a lot of things with. They use it both for preparing presentations, they use it in their projects, they use it for SWOT analysis, they use it when they are even planning personal things, and they do it for training, etc. So it's a very used product, and it's the fact that most Mind Manager users use Mind Manager for a big portion of the day. At least they use it, many users says they use it every day, which is a great evidence for the benefits of Mind Manager. Globally, there are 2.5 million customers, and in Sweden, of course, we will find all the large companies, as in many other countries. But I also put up some different customers here. There is, for instance, a bishop up here in Sweden which use Mind Manager to prepare for his presentations. There's a famous journalist that uses in all his interviews, etc. So we have a very broad customer base as well as the large companies, of course. The product is available, the latest MindJet 11 is used on Windows, Mac, iPhone, iPad, Android, and web. So for those of you who are using the Windows version and also like the iPhone version, it's available in App Store. And these can, of course, communicate, so you can share maps between these platforms within the product. Now I will do a very short demo to get an understanding of how to use the software. So I will switch over to Mind Manager, and you see I have a small mind map like this. So this is Mind Manager that you see with an empty map. And here I can write something straight in the middle. I double click to get a branch like this, and I can write something in there like products. I can write personal, and I can write, for instance, development, like that. So just double clicking, I will get a branch. And then I can get sub-branches either by using the menu or by simply pressing Control Enter. And then I can write different things in here. If I press Enter 2 times, I get another sub-branch on the same level, which means it's very easy to get really fluid with Mind Manager. If I press Control and Enter here, I get another sub-branch, and I can start enter branches underneath that. Same thing here. I can write some names here, for instance, like that. Of course, I can drag things around. So just by selecting a text, I can drag it and place it somewhere else. So it's very easy to restructure the mind map this way by simply replacing the branches and drag them into the place where I want them. Then you can add different things. So under Insert, you can make a relationship, meaning that this one is connected to this one, and I can write something on that, like that, for instance. I can also produce notes in here. So instead of adding branches underneath here, I can select notes, which means that I will get a small window where I can actually put in unlimited with text. It's like a simple word processor where I can add whatever I like this, and I can put in pictures, etc. in here. That text is now connected to this branch. So if I select another branch, I get a new text area where I can write also unlimited amount of text like this. And as you see in the mind map, I get some text notes. If I put the cursor on top of it, I will see the text underneath, and if I click, the text window will pop up again. In the same way, we can add images, and you can add whatever images, and there's also a clip art in here where you can actually select an image and just drag it and place it into the map like that. You can also add hyperlinks. So if you have like already written documents, you can easily produce a hyperlink, select a document that you already have, and that will be connected to that branch. So you see I added a Word document. If I click on that, I will open up that Word document. So in that way, I can gather information from Excel, PowerPoint, and different information and just link them up to this particular map. I can also add hyperlinks from web pages. So if I open up a web page like this, I can simply select links here and drag them over to my map. Or I can drag from this field up here and just drop them into the map. So now I've got two different links here, which is connected directly to the AGA website. So it's very easy to, while on the internet or intranet, gather information like this into a map. Now I would like to switch to another map in order to show you briefly how Mind Manager is used in projects. Here I have a simple project mind map, and this particular map contains a website project. So it says we should evaluate the existing website, build a new one, and then we should publish it like that. What I can do in Mind Manager is to insert task information. That will open up a panel to the right where I can actually select different branches like that, and I can put in priorities, the progress of this particular branch. I can put in dates. I can even put in resources. So if I select the first branch here, I can put in a name like that, and I put in another name down here like that. Many of these attributes I can now click on directly in the map to change them. So the priority is just clicking, and I can change the priority like this. Also the progress, just click on the progress icon and it will step by step be filled in like this. Same thing with the dates. I can select the dates like this. I have a duration and an effort field for it. And next thing I can do is to set the date. So if I click on actions here, I can also do a roll-up, which means it will summarize all the icons up here, and we will see that the project is finished to 15%. Next thing I would like to do here is to open up the Gantt chart. The Gantt chart is a timeline view of all the topics and dates that I've used in the map. And as you can see, I have the same date for every branch here. So what I will do now is to drag these around to put them in a timeline. I can also extend them if I like. And while I'm doing that, they are also updating the dates up here. And you can see that the project now is 5 work days. If I put this one here, I extended the project to 6 work days. So this way I can drag things, put them in this way. So this makes it very easy to get an overview over the project, and you can also connect things to each other. So I can say that this one and this one and this one, there is a dependency between those. So I will open up the task information, and I will say that there is a dependency. Sorry about that, dependency here, finish to start. And that means, of course, that I get this little dependency, and if I move this one, the other one will move as well, like that. Another important thing working with project is that you can communicate different information. And there's a specific filter function here where you can actually filter out, for instance, priority 1 issues. That will hide everything else, and you will see only priority 1 specific tasks. It's also possible to filter on a resource. So we can see here all tasks related to Eric, and it will filter out those. Or we can filter on dates, or in fact we can filter on various things, saying that priority 1 and Eric, let's show if there are any like that. And we see these are either priority 1 or Eric tasks like that. And that's very powerful because you can tag information in different way, you can color code information in different ways, and you can filter out that for a specific meeting. Same thing if you have like a budget information, maybe you have a hyperlink to an Excel spreadsheet in your project mind map, you can select that and temporarily hide the selected topic, and it will disappear for the meeting. And when the meeting is over, you can remove the filter and that information pops back again. Once you have created these kind of maps, you'll also be possible to export them to various formats. If you have Microsoft Project installed on your computer, you can export it and import also to Microsoft Project. You can also, of course, export to Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel, web pages, and PDF files. And when it comes to PDF files, there is also a special MindJet PDF viewer file. If I select that, Mind Manager will export to a viewer file, or rather an ordinary PDF file. Let's see, seems like we have some problems with the connection here. Let me see if we can switch over here instead. And I will talk a bit about the trainings while we see if we can restart this program here. So I will talk a bit about the trainings. When it comes to trainings, Realize offer 3 types of trainings in Mind Manager. One is using Mind Manager in projects, where we go in depth on all the project issues. You learn how to link various things to each other, etc. And there's another training that is about business development. If you're not into project that much but still want to have these overviews and maybe work more with business or a manager position, you can enjoy the analysis views, etc. of the business development Mind Manager training class. There is also an online training which is a one-to-one training. It's not a webinar, but more of a web meeting where we present various things of Mind Manager over the web and telephone. The Mind Manager in projects training contains basic functionality. So basically all I've been talking about, how you use Mind Manager, how you link, export, import, etc. But it focuses specifically on how you can be more efficient in projects, how you communicate information in projects, the Gantt timelines, the brainstorming, the risk analysis, etc. So it's very much a training class in getting things done in relation to projects. We also talk a little bit about templates, setting up that to get a conformant way of working with projects in a larger corporation. The business development training class also contains the base functionality, but it also focuses specifically on business development. So we bring up the Osterwalder canvas and shows how you can use that and work with that in Mind Manager. It's also talking about the brainstorming to get new ideas and decision making. So customer analysis, product analysis, and process analysis, for instance. So let me bring back Mind Manager and see if we can restart that to show you the analysis and the business development aspects of Mind Manager. So let me start up here. First thing that I wanted to show you was the export function. So let me try that again here to export as a PDF. And we do a simple export of this mind map to a PDF file. What is opening now is the Adobe Reader, which is the regular Adobe Reader, but it presents the mind map in mind mapping form. And I can in fact click on these different branches and I can open text notes, I can zoom, etc. But it's still the regular Adobe Reader that I'm working with. This means I cannot change anything, but it's a very powerful export function if you want to communicate the information to someone that doesn't have a Mind Manager. You can create this kind of PDF, and the one that is receiving your mind map can still be able to click on it to expand information, etc. So it's a very nice way of sending mind maps to someone that doesn't have Mind Manager. I will also show you a quick export to Word, just so that you see what it becomes from this mind map that we have produced here. I can select number, I can select indenting, I can select to have an overview map in the document, and I can also select a template from Word, which means that you can get the company logos, the company fonts, etc. Directly from Mind Manager. So here I select the Realize template, which means it will map the different levels of the mind map to different headings in Word. So when exporting a map to Word, it will bring out all the information, the text notes, etc. into Word, and I will open that so that you see how it looks here. Here you have the document, and you see a picture of the mind map from the start, and then you get the different branches. So here we get products with all the text information I entered. We also get documents, development, personnel, and all the text within there. So a very simple and straightforward text document which can serve as a protocol for a meeting or whatever. A detail here, you see that I have the relationship from this branch over to Eric. That is in fact also a link here where I can click on that to jump to that place in the document. And this is very powerful if you're creating large documents and manuals, etc. Okay, so over to the analysis view. So let's say we have analysis here, and I put in some products. Let's, for instance, say we put in a Volvo car as a product here, and then we have some competitors. So let's put in Mercedes, BMW, and Skoda, and whatever cars there is. What you can do in Mind Manager is to create an analysis view. And in this way I can get a 2x2 matrix, and in this case it's a customer value analysis. So what I will do here, as you see here, I can click on configure, and there are SWOT analysis, there are time management, risk, Boston, etc. So there is a lot of pre-built template here. What I will do now is to take the Volvo car, bring it into here, and I will say the perceived price and the perceived quality of that car and place it in the 2x2 matrix. I can do the same for Mercedes, saying that it's a more expensive car, perhaps very strong in quality. BMW might be also a kind of expensive car, but maybe not as expensive as Mercedes, but still have high quality. So what you see, I can reason about this different here, and I can drag them around to say if they're more or less than another Skoda, for instance, had some years ago perceived low price and a perceived low quality, but they have increased their quality. So maybe they are located here as an example. Given this information here, you can decide as a corporation what you want to do with this product. Will you add more to the value of the car so that the price is perceived as lower, or will you raise the price, and what will that mean? All the icons that is used here, you will see that those shift when I shift quadrant of this 2x2 matrix. And I can also bring those icons back to the map. So if I close the 2x2 matrix, you will see that these cars, the icons are still in here. You can also add the picture of this analysis that is done like this. So this is kind of a snapshot of the 2x2 matrix that we have created. And from that you can create a strategy. So what you see here is that the mind map serves as a container where you have different products, different things in the map. You do the analysis and you can end up with a new strategy. So thinking out this in the right way for the company and what the company state are, you can be very, very productive using this kind of tools. Okay, so this was a very short overview, and to summarize here, I will say that basically there are two types of training for this. One is dedicated for the projects, and the other one is for managers. And both those are one-day trainings. There is also an online training that is only 1 hour, but brings up the basics of the training. So there are these three types of trainings. If you are interested in any of those trainings, you can contact us via this email address, and we will gather all the AGA interest for training classes and give that to Torbjörn at AGA to decide if we will set up a training in Stockholm for Mind Manager. If you have any questions regarding Mind Manager, licenses, or the webinar, etc., you can also contact us via this address. If you put my name, Eric, in the subject of the email, I will pick them up promptly. I will also open up the question of the webinar here, and we will have a look on that and we will respond. So please make sure to enter your email address and we will respond quickly to all the questions that you have for this webinar. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.